Hello everyone, good morning to all. I am Sridevi from CSE-C and I am from Team 1. Today we are going to do a PPDT which was given to me. From the picture, there was an old man who was expelled from the house, who are living in the Good morning to all. I am Sridevi from Team 1 and I am from CSE-C. Today we are going to do a PPDT. I have seen the picture. In this picture, an old man who was expelled from the house is living in the outside of the city. The house was full of taunts. He's trying to live on their own and he has to buy all those things and need to live their life on his own.
Good morning to one and all. This is teacher from CSE-C. As the picture displayed, I understand that there is a old person who is a farmer reading a letter written by her son, living in the city and doing a job. And by reading the letter, he is very emotional towards that.
Good morning, Monica. Myself Harika from your CSE-C. From the given picture, I can see a person who is an Ayurveda doctor. He is preparing medicines. So the pots containing medicines. So the patient may be in critical situation.
You need morning. You need to make a higher voice than me. It's not like this. Right? Close chest is good. Outside is distance like.
Good morning, Monica. I am Varshini from CSE-C. I am now going to do a PPT presentation. My assumption about the picture was there was a old man named Ram who was a pot maker making pots. While he was making the pot, his cloth was went into the wind and it was torn by it, and he was checking his dress that was torn and feeling sad about that.
Done. Next batch.
Hello, this is P. Krishna Sai from Team 1 and hello, this is P. Krishna Sai from Team 1. Now I am here to do my PPDT activity. By seeing the picture, I can assume that Shiva is a 50-year-old man who is busy in making his pots for the village, and his grandson name is Karthik, who is a chill-going kid. While he was playing, he heard a sound from the pot making place that a pot has fallen and a crack sound has hit by him. So that Shiva rushed to the grandfather to see what happened to the grandfather. By the break of the pot, the small pieces are cut into the grandfather's leg. So Shiva felt very sad and hugged his grandfather. This is what I can assume by seeing the picture.
Hello, good morning to all. This is P. Harshma from Team 1. I came here to do my PPDT. From the picture, I assume that there is an grandfather who is 50 years old, and his grandson Karthik was 10 years old, and he is making cry that he won't go to school, and he made a cry. So his grandfather uh, helped him to and set morals and bathed him, and he took him forcefully to bathroom, and he made his bath and get ready to school. This is what I assume from the picture. Then.
Hello, I'm Niharika from Viva, and my objection from the picture reception test is Vishnumurthy was a particular old widowed man, and he lives alone in his house. He has to do all his course on his own. As always, he's doing all the work on himself. He was boiling the water on a pot, and suddenly the fibers started increasing, and the water was fall on his dress, and he was checking whether he had any scab or not. That is my assumption from the.
I'm P. Psychiatric from CSE-C from Team 1. I'm here to consider my assumptions towards the picture. Uh, uh, Considering picture, he is a person who has aged, and he's a floor cleaner in a house. They have found some dirty cloth in his daily work, and he picked up and went to some place where water has been found, and he cleaning the cloth which he found is dirty, and as he's a good bosom candidate who make everything clean, and he want to be a very clean person, so he took the cloth and cleaned it by himself. Thank you.
Next. Come stand first.
Hello everyone, this is P. Rashmi Kumar from CSE from Team 1. I assume about the picture, a potter makes pots, and he's reading it. He got an order from what for making a idol, and he is watching that picture. What he wants to do about the idol making. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Chidipa from CSE-C section. I assume that picture. His name Ramaya. He's making products himself. The water himself. He makes some clothes. He makes some clothes himself and his life.
Myself, Krishna, from third year. The picture says that we love the old man stand from the house. I think the old man clean the house, clean the floor.
That's your perception. Okay. Can I have the first four numbers because I haven't really listened to your perception, please. You can start your perception.
Good morning to all. I'm Sridevi from Team 1. Today we are going to do a PPDT, which I have seen the picture. A old man named Ram, which is 50 years old. He is expelled from his children's house because he is old. He's living in the outskirts of the city. he is living in the outskirts of the city. He has to live their own and gain some money by doing some other works. He was the only one who has to live in their own house. So he has no clothes at all. He has to work on their own by gain money, and he has to do all the things.
Good morning to one and all. This is PC Picture from CSE and Team 1. As the picture describes about a old farmer named Ravi of age 60, living in the village. One day, a letter comes from his son about explaining his situations in the city he is living. In the city he is living, and the farmer reading about the situations, and he become emotional towards the letter of his son. He was the farmer was he was a farmer and a pot maker.
Good morning, everyone. Myself P. Harika. I'm going to do PPDT about a given picture. So the picture is, I can see an old man in the picture who is an Ayurvedic doctor. So he's preparing medicines to the patient. The patient seems to be very critical. So the pots behind him contains some medicines.
Good morning, everyone. I am Varshini from CSE-C. Now we are going to do a PPDT. My suggestion about the picture was there was a old man named Sitaya who was aged 50 years old. His family was left him alone. He was living only one who was a pot maker making pots. While he was making pots, his cloth is went into the wheel and thrown out, so that he felt sad and remembering all his family members that left him alone in a lonely way. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Go back. May I please ask all right. Your topic is open book exams, pros, cons, and challenges. Okay, you can start.
Good morning, one and all. This is Team 1 of CSE-C. We are discussing about the open book examination, which is newly introduced by the government for the sake of the students. Yes. With the help of open book examination, students without knowing any formulas, they can use the textbooks and other material to write the examination. In the open book examination, the faculty allows the students to bring the materials and other textbooks. For the sake, it is used in the application-based examinations because when there is no formulas and other things in the textbook, he was only allowed to apply the skills and the knowledge he gained from the textbooks. So open book examinations helpful in some ways for the students.
Yes, I agree with you. But open book examinations also, we have some positives and some negatives. Like in a positive way, we can individual, we can independent, and we can see the questions of the we can see the solutions of the questions from each phase, and will increase our knowledge. And it is a time complexity. Because of open book, more time will consume and will get less grades. And teachers, faculty will be graded less. I mean, time complexity is the main reason for the open examinations.
Yes, there are two types of open book exams. One is restricted type and other one is free type. Where restricted type means the teachers are ordered to bring only the books that are prepared by the students. Means they should have to write their own formulas and somewhat restrictions are there to bring their books. But whereas free type means the own materials wherever they can bring and can say the answers to the teachers. As there were both pros and cons for these open book exams. Students depend on the books and they won't gain the knowledge and won't say the answers with their creativity. So that there is both pros and cons. We should have to.
Yes, I agree with you, but we have to say the answers like we need to refer the book before twice when we enter into the exam so that we will increase our knowledge because time complexity plays a major role. For this, we need to refer the book before we enter into the exam twice. By this way, we gain more knowledge because we refer the textbooks more and more for this type of examinations. I think this way is better.
Yes, it increases our creativity. The open book exams helps us to increase our creativity and it reduces our mental complications. It helps us to do the things more easily. As you said, it increases time. So developing our skills is more important. So open book exams are conducted as per the India constitution.
Be loud now. Be loud and confident.
Listening to all our points that there are both pros and cons, but a student should do agree with all those means they should have to utilize it and should not have to totally depend on it. So try to be confident on yourself. Thank you.
Very good. D8, D9, E0, E1, E2. D8, D9, E0, E1, E2, L4. Is everyone covered in the screen? Come a little close to each other so that. Come front. That is better. Okay, now everybody is covered. Okay, you can start.
Good morning, one and all. This is Team 1 and we are here to discuss on the topic called open book exams. So this methodology was introduced years ago, but this was recently adapted by India. And in open book exams, we can refer the textbooks while we are answering the questions, and also we can carry our textbooks and other reference materials to the exam hall. And it mainly focuses on the ability to find and how we apply our information during the testing. And as everything has its own advantages and disadvantages, open book exam is also having both advantages and disadvantages.
So first of all, establishing my point that the regular examinations are in a pattern such that they are only examining our knowledge skills. They are not examining our applying skills. All exams are only about the remember. They are testing only our memory, not our skills. In the real world, we have everything solutions in that. the way we apply impacts the way we deal with the problem. So open book exams will really help us to the enhancing our skills to apply to the problem. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree with your point. Yes, it helps very that a student can increase their analyzing skills towards the questions. As we know, as it's open book exams, we also get a difficult question complexity is high. So the student can analyze the questions too good, and they can. But it increases the time complexity for the exam if it exceeds the time he can't score the good grades. So I think it also be disadvantage.
So yeah, it has to be like that. It has to increase the time complexity so that the student is really able to make that in the real world situation when it has to come to the problematic aspect.
Yeah, but not every student can be good at that skill. Some students may have different skills to improve. So I think it would be disadvantage for some people.
It would not be a problem to any student to be good at grades, but it should be that every student is good at the problem way of handling. Because wherever field he go, he may attack some problems. No way is such that clear. So that he has to improve his problem solving skills.
I agree with you.
The open book is themselves and it always
It's okay. Good. You're going good. Continue.
it is always use our life day by day.
So it's a major improve the quality of life. So that each student memorize the each
Be loud. Be loud.
must memorize the each page of the textbook. And to determine the each page of the textbook what the situation.
With Kirti and Krishna, what have he said? These are right points, and time complexity is high, but it will be reduce the stress level of the student.
Yes. 16. Don't think too much. Be free. Speak whatever you like. You feel like is correct. Speak.
When it comes to the evolution of education, adaptability is the main thing. So I think we should adapt to the new models such that we have to adapt to these open book exams, and we will see the results so that people can encounter the more problem skills. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you for this opportunity.